Welcome to another edition of Diplomatic Channel. I am Amarachi Ubani. The rest of the world is condemning the most recent attacks in London. 3 attackers drove a van into pedestrians on London Bridge and stabbed others nearby, killing 7 people and injuring 48 others. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyeama, tweeted on Sunday, "Nigeria stands with the world against terrorism and extremism. Heartfelt condolences to the families of victims of London Bridge attack." We here in Nigeria have known what it feels like to live with terror, especially those up north. Thankfully, all that is now in the past, and that's because of the determination of our military and the support received from countries like the United Kingdom. Let us continue to pray for those who have become victims of terror attacks in the UK and in other parts of the world. The attack comes 5 days before a parliamentary election and is the third to hit Britain in less than 3 months. Less than 2 weeks ago, 22 children and adults were killed when a suicide bomber detonated explosives inside the Manchester Arena during an Ariana Grande concert.
The Metropolitan Police received reports that a white van had struck pedestrians on London Bridge. It continued to drive from London Bridge to Borough Market, where 3 terrorists left the van and attacked innocent and unarmed civilians with blades and knives. All 3 were wearing what appeared to be explosive vests, but the police have established that this clothing was fake and worn only to spread panic and fear. As so often in such serious situations, the police responded with great courage and great speed. Armed officers from the Metropolitan Police and the City of London Police arrived at Borough Market within moments and shot and killed the 3 suspects.
Police made 12 arrests in East London on Sunday in connection with the attack. London's Metropolitan Police Service confirmed the arrests in a statement saying, "Officers from the Met's Counter-Terrorism Command have this morning, Sunday, 4th June, arrested 12 people in Barking, East London, in connection with last night's incident in London Bridge and the Borough Market area. Searches of a number of addresses in Barking are continuing." Local residents expressed their disbelief over the arrests of people from their neighbourhood, with one local, Furkan Nabi, saying he did not connect the arrests with Saturday's attack at first.
And I was aware of this couple because I'd passed them earlier on the bridge because they were walking quite slowly and I was late. They were a French couple. I noticed them speaking French and I knew they were right behind me. I don't know how I did it or what I did, but I got out of the way. I don't know if I jumped or if I ran. And I remember moving and watching the van drive into the couple that were behind me and obviously hit them.
Another neighbour, Damien Petit, who said he had seen one of Saturday's attackers the day before, described the suspected militant as a very pleasant guy.
The person that happened, that incident, that person died. I don't know his name anyway, but I saw him every time with the kids, always around with the family, joking around, things like that. We don't expect that level is going to happen.
Among world leaders sending messages of support to the UK are US President Donald Trump, who tweeted, "Whatever the United States can do to help out in London and the UK, we will be there. We are with you. God bless you." He, however, criticised London Mayor Sadiq Khan, writing, "At least 7 dead and 48 wounded in terror attack, and Mayor of London says there is no reason to be alarmed."
Thank you.
Mr. Khan later said there would be more police on the streets of London and told people not to be alarmed by that. He had earlier said that he was appalled and furious about the attack in central London, saying, "We will never let them win."
Well, there aren't words to describe the grief and anger that our city will be feeling today. I'm appalled and furious that these cowardly terrorists will deliberately target innocent Londoners and bystanders enjoying their Saturday night. There can be no justification for the acts of these terrorists, and I'm quite clear that we will never let them win, nor will we allow them to cower our city or Londoners.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel in a statement said, "Today we are united across borders in horror and mourning, but also in determination. For Germany, I reiterate that in the fight against all forms of terrorism, we are absolutely at Britain's side." Spain's foreign ministry said it shared the pain of the relatives of victims deceased in these cowardly attacks. The European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said he was following the latest incidents with horror. He said, "Thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families. Please stay safe." Russian President Vladimir Putin sent his deepest condolences to Britons and condemned the terrorist act that happened several hours ago in London.
No pictures of me, no.
Pope Francis prayed for the victims, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tweeted, "Awful news from London tonight. We're monitoring the situation." 2 Australians were directly affected in the attack. One of the victims was confirmed to be in hospital, while Australian authorities were working to determine the status of the second person.
This attack is yet another cruel example of the new reality with which we live, the ever-present threat of murderous Islamist terrorists intent to harm our communities, our way of life and the freedoms we hold dear. We have to be clear-eyed about the risk. It is real, and that is why the terror threat level in Australia is set at probable.
4 French citizens were also among the dozens of people injured in the attack. President Emmanuel Macron spoke by telephone to British Prime Minister Theresa May and said France was more than ever at Britain's side.